Live streaming is on.
Welcome to the substitutes. Today we've got Aston Villa versus Arsenal. It's the race for Europe. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, we've got two teams fighting for different leagues and competitions in Europe. But yeah, very much so. We've got Arsenal and Aston Villa here at Villa Park. It's a big game, I think, for Arsenal coming off of that defeat at the Emirates at Liverpool, where they played exceptionally well. But Liverpool had the cutting edge, and that's why Arsenal ended up with nothing in the game. But here, they're coming up against a very resilient and a resurgent Aston Villa side who've had good form, have been playing really good football, and seem like they're making a push for not just the top half of the table, but even possibly a Europa League spot. And that would be a huge success for Stevie G in his first season at Villa. So a lot at stake, Omar. A lot at stake.
It's a very exciting one. You've got to also remember Arsenal have done well this season, with a lot of people writing them and Arteta off at some point, myself included. And yeah, they've been fairly consistent. Like you said, at Liverpool, they just lack cutting edge.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a really good game. Let's go through the match is started, by the way, but let's go through the teams. This one's going to be an interesting one. So for Aston Villa, they've lined up with a 4-3-3 with Martinez in goal. Cash, Ansah, Mings, and Young at the back. McGinn, Louise, Ramsey in the middle, and God, I'm going to butcher this name. Buendia, Watkins, and Coutinho up front. Oh my God.
Arsenal have started with Bernd Leno, Gabriel, Tierney, Ben White, Cedric at right back. Obviously, Tomiyasu is injured, I believe. Xhaka, Partey, and Odegaard in midfield, and Emile Smith-Rowe, Lacazette, and Saka up front. So pretty much the same starting 11 against Liverpool for Arsenal, except Martinelli goes out for Emile Smith-Rowe, and that's understandable because Martinelli ran us ragged that game. He must need a break. Arsenal.
Who have you got to win this one?
Pardon me?
Who have you got to win this one?
Believe it or not, I actually have this down to a draw. I think it's going to be 1-1 or 2-2. I think there will be goals because the way Villa press, I'm not saying is at the same level as like City or Liverpool, but it is, it is intense, and they can sustain that for more than just a half of football. So I do think that it'll be attacking play. Here we go. Saka on the right wing, cuts it back. Odegaard for Emile Smith-Rowe. Oh, he blazes it over. Ooh, that's a great chance right at 2 minutes and 30 seconds for Arsenal.
Big chance.
Fantastic chance there. Balls worked out really well by Partey, I think, initially, all the way to Saka, who cuts it in brilliantly. And Odegaard can't find any space, so he lays it off to Emile Smith-Rowe, who I think just kind of slashed at that a bit. But bright start for Arsenal. Starting the game better than they did against Liverpool, already an improvement there. They're such a good team, Arsenal, man. They're such a good team. And I think like you can go back and look at some of the recordings that I did. Like the start of their season and how fucking terrible they were, which they were.
Yeah, they were
fucking terrible. And I stick to that timeline as it was at that point in, at that situation. I think like I had it.
Arteta out.
It was Arteta out. Actually, if you go back and look at what I said either you back this manager and you get rid of all the junk, which is what they ended up doing. If you look at it with the likes of Willian, Obama, like all these like pieces of shit, they're out of the club. Anyone who's not on board with Arteta is out of the club. And you're starting to see the results of that now. So I think I was half right. My other option was get rid of him, Arteta, that is, and then, find a stronger manager who can get these players on side, which clearly they didn't have to do, because if you get rid of a couple of bad apples, everything clearly falls into place. It's not to say Aubameyang is not a good player. If there's anyone out there who's an Aubameyang fan, good for you. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking, but he's he just wasn't right for Arsenal at the time.
No, but you know what? I give credit to the Arsenal board for sticking to their guns and not getting rid of Arteta, just also because I think they really don't want to invest any other money into the club. They didn't want to lose any more money, so they stuck with their guns. It turns out it worked for them. And yeah, I think Arteta has done really well. I mean, Guardiola used to say he is a good coach and he would likely come good. Still, jury's still out. I mean, it's if they do come fourth, I think. I mean, I know we used to make a lot of fun of Arsenal for saying, that fourth place trophy is all that they're after. But after being out of the Champions League for years, this would be quite an improvement for them. So
yeah,
all to play for.
I agree, like on the whole, but one detail I disagree with is if they finish top four. I think regardless of whether or not they finish top four, Arteta has shown that if you follow him, if you let him do his thing, he's going to get the team playing the right way. He's got the fans on side. That everything about this team is screaming improvement and, just all around danger. Like everyone in the top six should be looking at Arsenal and being like, fuck, they've gotten it right. And they look good for the next 4 years. Because if you look at this squad, this is a good squad for the next 4 years. Replace Xhaka, get a couple of other players in, add a couple of pieces every window. This is a great squad to build on, man. This is a fantastic squad. Loads of great young players to build on. So I think regardless of whether or not they finish top four, this season is a success for Arteta and for Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, you could argue for teams even if United finish top four, you're in a much more dysfunctional situation long term
than Arsenal, for sure.
Yeah. Chelsea, same thing, right? Because of clearly what's happening.
Well, with Chelsea, it's a bit like they probably need to sell their club.
Yeah.
And they need some stability with the whole ban, with no transfers. People can't attend the stadium. It's or other than the season ticket holders, it's a bit of a mess. Yeah. United have just been dysfunctional for the past 8 years, and I think it's all catching up with them.
Yep.
I think Arsenal have just quietly gone about their business. And whether it be good management, which is, I mean, if you speak to Arsenal fan, that's up for debate, or just pure luck. They have come out of this season looking well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, good for them, to be fair. I think at some point it was just really sad to see.
Yeah. It was actually sad. Yeah. But this is great, dude. And now we've got Villa on the front foot. McGinn is over the free kick here on the left-hand side. It's a good position for Villa, who actually have been pretty decent from set pieces, attacking-wise all season. And it's flashed across goal. No one can get a leg or a head onto it. I think it's gone off an Arsenal player. Yeah, I think, yes, it's gone off of, I believe, Odegaard at the far post.
Yeah.
Tierney.
Where are you at, by the way?
8:24.
All right, I'm on 9:37.
Fuck that! I'm commentating.
yeah, exactly. Like it's just not fair. Like
Smith
wait,
Rowe here on the counter.
I'm gonna test my memory, man. Like when you start commentating on things, I've got to remember exactly what happened.
You gotta watch the game, bro. Here's Odegaard, brings it down nicely for Saka. Oh, Bukayo Saka shoots it right at Emi Martinez, his former colleague. Gotta put that either side.
Was you talking about Martinez save?
Oh no, it's Thomas Partey. Yeah. God damn. I understand Partey's a midfielder, but you've got to do better than that, bro. Villa looking a bit rattled here. Clearly, they just need to settle down. There was a moment, like about 2 minutes ago, where McGinn won a free kick. He was brought down while trying to counterattack, and he took the free kick quickly. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, Stevie G must be thinking, you cunt. Like, slow down. We're everywhere right now. Like, just calm down. Arsenal probing away again. Oh my God. What a save. A cross comes in. It looks pretty innocuous.
Yeah, that was
it looks very innocuous.
Yeah.
But
it would have been an own goal.
It would have been an own goal. We've got
a very, very good save by Martinez.
We've got Konsa just trying to chest it down, but it actually goes off of his gargantuan cock into the palms of Emi Martinez, who deflects it out for a corner. But that would have been a dickish goal, literally.
Yeah.
Saka with a corner here. And it's headed out for a throw in. I've been so happy for Philip Coutinho, man. I was one of those Liverpool fans who was like, all right, well, fuck off. Like, if you want to go to Barcelona, fuck off. And I was more than ecstatic when we beat them to a pulp at Anfield the following season in the Champions League. But I always saw Coutinho as like, he was a really bright spark for Liverpool fans through some really dark fucking times, bro. Like, he made that team really good at some really like dark times, and he won us a lot of games like single-handedly. And he's such a brilliant, such a talented player. Like, there's absolutely no doubt that he is a magician with the ball at his feet. And like, the fact that he wasn't getting to show that and wasn't getting a serious run and was low on confidence, you always felt like, damn, I knew it was going to be bad if he left Liverpool. Like, he was never going to be like, Ballon d'Or winner or something. But
you think?
Yeah, bro, because when you go to a club like Barcelona and there's players like Messi and Suarez and Neymar, and like, you're just a cog in the wheel, it's not built around you. It's very hard to get that. If you look at Karim Benzema has consistently been one of the best strikers in the world for the last 5 years. He's never
really
been up
analogy,
there.
by the way.
He's never been up there, right? For Ballon d'Or like voting or anything. And it just goes to show you, because that team isn't built around his strengths. Even now, it is
sacrifice a lot of his game for
Ronaldo and for the likes of Kaká before that, and for the likes of Gareth Bale, and for every twat who's come in and out of those doors, right? But, and I don't mean twats, they're bad players, but I just mean like, Benzema's given up a lot. And now you can see that the team's geared more towards his strengths, because he's kind of the talisman. And he shines, bro. He shines. I mean, what he did to PSG, besides the fact of what PSG did to themselves, because they're cucks, but because they're insane cucks, like literally brain fart cucks. But what Benzema did to them in 15 minutes of pure get on my fucking back, let's go into the next round.
He literally, that kind of, do you know what that reminded me of? Like, in terms of like dragging a performance that drags you.
Juventus.
Nah, I mean, I remember. I mean, look, it's just it's appropriate for this game. Arsenal versus Liverpool, way back in the Invincibles season. Like I just remember, like Liverpool were leading 2-1, and Henry just grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck, scored a hat trick. Yeah. And you know, special players are capable of that.
Exactly.
I mean, like you've got, I mean, Stephen G's done it a million times for Liverpool. Like, you know, like that performance was just like, we need to save ourselves in this competition. A lot's at stake.
And it was him basically looking around and being like, yo, I'm not going to let this fucking happen. I'm not going out tonight.
Yeah. Like, and like, I mean, he's what, 34, something like that?
Yeah, bro. Like he's in his like early 30s. It's insane what Karim Benzema has achieved. But like, okay, like we've digressed. But like back to the point, like he's never been up there for that voting because that team's never been built around him up until now. If you look at the likes of, I'll give you another.
Even at Bayern, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, look at Franck Ribéry, Arjen Robben. You could argue for, I think for a lot of times, you could have argued for Philipp Lahm back in the day. You could have argued for a lot of Bayern players, right? Lewandowski recently. But what happens at clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and I would say Manchester United, right? And I'd say maybe more recently in the last 3 to 4 years, Liverpool is starting to get up to that stratosphere. It's the marketing exposure that a player can get. Messi, if he did what he was doing at City his whole career, we would debate if he was one of the greatest of all time, but I don't think it would have been that Messi is scoring fucking 50 goals a season every season. I think if Ronaldo spends his entire career at Manchester United, he has more injuries, right? Because the game is different. He doesn't score as many goals, right? He probably moves to different positions to play under different managers. Like, when those teams sign luxury players, they treat them like luxury players, right? Like the talisman is like, everyone knows that Ronaldo is the main guy at Madrid, no matter which manager came or left, or which other players came or went. Same thing with Messi at Barcelona. And maybe those are the two oddities in football. You could also argue that. But I would say when we saw Coutinho going to Barcelona, it was I hope they get the best out of him, because he is a player that you have to accommodate a lot of misgivings for. Like you have to forgive a lot of deficiencies because of what else he brings to the table.
Yeah.
He's not going to track back. You have to track back for him. He only tracks back.
You have to work. You have to work for it. Like you
have to work for him.
Ronaldo, like most teams have always done that for Ronaldo. Like I've only ever seen him press in one game. And just one in my entire life, and that was against Barcelona in 2008. Where
because he had a fucking
tracked back the entire game. It was the best team performance I've seen him do, like in terms of a team performance, right? Like individual performance, I've seen him do like amazing things.
And like if you're, and I don't know if other Liverpool fans thought of it that way, but I certainly did back in the day. If you're already accommodating for, like, Suarez already at that point used to track back and press without Messi, without Neymar, and their midfield was younger at the time. Then they got rid of Iniesta left, and they're bringing in Coutinho to replace him. But Coutinho is not the same player. And
it was a mismatch in terms of
it was a mismatch in terms of how he was used and what Barcelona needed at the time, as opposed to, you know, what kind of a player Coutinho was. And I'm glad he got his dream move and learned his lesson, dude, because I think for him, it was a case of fucking meeting your heroes. And like, he met his heroes. Like he wanted to play with his best friend, and his best friend fucked off to fucking PSG same season. It's ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, it's one of those things where sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I just think that he was mismanaged, used in the wrong position. Like there wasn't a need for him at the time. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like what was it, 140 million? You must have been laughing your way to the bank at that.
Without add-ons. With add-ons, I think it was 160.
I mean, you're still having to pay for it a couple of seasons ago. Like it's just crazy. But good for him. I hope
that transfer got us the Champions League and the title. We got Virgil van Dijk and Alisson from that money.
Yeah, for sure. I think,
and he paid for half of Fabinho. So
it's wonderful transfer. It's a wonderful business for Liverpool.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, you missed some good chances, by the way.
Yeah, by the way, like, sorry, our fucking play-by-play has been pitiful here. But Arsenal have really been putting Villa under the cosh here. Villa haven't settled.
I don't. All. They've defended very well as well.
They've defended very well, 100%. But man, what do you think of Tyrone Mings? Because I don't think Tyrone Mings, if Villa want to be like a top 7 club, if they want to be a top 10 club, maybe Tyrone Mings is all right. But if they want to be a top 7 club, Tyrone Mings is not good enough.
I can't remember which game it was, but I just remember he was turned inside out, and I saw that. I'm like, not a good look. And to be fair, I haven't watched enough of him to make that judgment, but I just see a lot of clips of him making mistakes. And that just reminds me of Maguire. I'm just saying that, if you
center backs and not being cool,
you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent, and I just don't see that right now. Like if you want to be considered top, yeah, I know. If you want to be a good ball in by Villa, well defended by Arsenal, Ben White there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think you need to have a lot of consistency. I don't see that with Mings. So, how old is he, by the way?
He's not fucking ancient. I'll tell you that. Wait,
no, but I'm just saying he's not ancient, but he's not. Is he peaking? Is he what age? Hold on.
Aaron Mings.
No, I'm sorry. Like he's 29 years old. He should be peaking now.
So the thing for me is he's a great athlete, right? Like he's got good pace. He's got a good jump on him. But I just feel like there's a bit. He's being asked to do a bit too much, like as a leader and as a defender, and to play the ball out of the like. I think all of that together is a bit beyond him, and then he's prone to mistakes. I think he's the kind of player where, like, if you put him alongside, like, I'm not saying like a Van Dijk or anyone, but even like a Ben White, who is going to do more of the organization and shit, and you just tell Tyrone Mings, like, go win the ball and make sure this guy can't turn you, or just can't turn and face goal. Fucking, he's a 7 every game, like, because his one-on-one
defending needs better players around him.
Yeah,
and look, I think that's fair, but like, yeah, and in that sense, like that kind of goes to your argument, like, they probably need an upgrade in defense to help Tyrone Mings, or they need to replace him and get a better defender. Because I don't know much about Konsa as well, if I'm being honest.
He's been all right for them, dude. He's been all right for them. But
24, he's young.
He's young, so there's improvement there, right? I think Mings is the big question. And
yeah, Tyrone Mings is 29. He's like, at that age, I'm sorry, like, you should be at a center back. You should have learned enough of the game to be able to organize, to be able to lead from the back, and I think that's telling.
For me, at times, it's just too sloppy. It's just that, like, his body, his positioning can be a bit off, or his awareness can be a bit off. And that's why I think it's just a concentration thing. He just has too much to do.
Possibly. But let's see how Arsenal have looked quite good, by the way. They made some chances. Xhaka looks dangerous. He looks like the real deal.
Yeah, I'm always like ever since we played them at the start of the season when they were quite terrible, to be fair, I've had an interest in watching Arsenal, and I've always had an interest in watching Arsenal just because it can either be comedically hilarious and bad, or it can be fantastic, and you get to see something really special because there's like all these young players like playing their heart outs, right? But I think this squad now has a style of play where it's like they'll consistently create chances. Like, they'll get like 2 big chances in the half. It'll happen. And that's dangerous, dude, because if they add like a good striker, whoa, just a good young striker.
Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a shame what's going on with Aubameyang. Like, he's playing really well for Barcelona, and it's just like he just didn't give a shit about the club anymore. Happens sometimes. You just kind of lose all faith. But it's like they could have used someone like him who in his prime. I mean, he's still young enough, like 32, 33. He could have played on for a little while, and ever since he signed that contract, he just gave up, which I think is a really bad way to go about things. Anyway, they probably will look to add in the summer. I don't know who they're linked to, but I think Arsenal are. They're becoming a more coherent and cohesive side. So so if they sign well in the summer, and if Arteta is going to continue with his policy of signing young players, they could have a good team for the future. Oh, Villa could have been through there, and they are. Coutinho. Oh, good chance. Continue with some good feet there. With good defending there by Arsenal. I'm watching on a small screen. Can't really tell if that was Ben White or Gabriel. Yeah, I know. Seriously? At all? Like, I'm here. Let me go off and come back in.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I know no one actually wants to see Omar's face, but it just makes it easier to communicate. Fuck it. If I have to see it, you have to see it.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
That mug.
Can you see me?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Dumbass.
That was really good link-up play from Villa to get through. It's just that Watkins just could not get the ball out of his feet and into a decent shooting position. But that's all Villa need, man, because they are really fucking good at scoring from set pieces or creating goals from counterattacks. Coutinho gives them that cutting edge. Let's see what they can produce from this corner. Ball's coming in from the right-hand side. It's going to be an in-swinger. Ooh,
Ashley Young.
Easily.
My God, Ashley Young.
Still alive.
And I'm really happy for the guy, to be honest. Like, he just quietly went about his business. He won with Inter Milan, didn't he? He won Serie A.
Yeah, he did.
That's just impressive, man. I mean, 35 years old. Conte said, "I want you, come play for me," and he played for them, and he killed it in Italy. He did really well.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wouldn't go so far as to say like Conte headhunted him. I think it was just.
I think he did.
Could have left back on a free. But
no, but I mean, like that's and he did. I think he played for them like most games.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't think it was like, oh, we have to get Ashley Young, otherwise we can't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think. I'm not saying. Like, wrong, I don't think it was like.
That's where you're completely short-sighted.
I don't think. What I'm saying is, I don't think Antonio Conte walked into the boardroom at Inter Milan with his recruitment staff
This is where you're completely
and his transfer
short-sighted.
committee and
No,
said,
no.
guys,
Ashley Young! We need to sign Ashley Young.
Today's deadline day, we have one priority. If we don't get Ashley Young, the season is over. I can't do my job.
I see it happening, to be honest.
I don't think that's what happened.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% certain that is exactly what happened. By the way, I'm just
guaranteed. When they called Ashley Young and he picked up his phone and they said, "Hi, this is Inter Milan," he said, "Who?" The first thing he said was "Who." No matter what they said, the first thing he said was
By the way, can I just say, what a goal!
That is.
No, I think keeper should have done better.
Oh, Saka! Bukayo Saka strikes for Arsenal from the same spot that Harmless Partey missed. But it's gone through a couple of different players there. But Saka
should have saved
really well.
Keeper should have done better, but it's still a really good goal.
I think Emi Martinez can't see it. I think it's taken a couple of deflections.
Maybe
he's on the sideline looking at the small screen, and I think he's trying to figure out what happened there, because
he's like looking at it. How did we get fucked?
Yeah, how did we get fucked?
Oh!
So
Arsenal
ball comes in.
Bit of a fracas,
and then
tackle. To be honest, just a yellow. Oh, Saka looked like. I don't think it was.
Yeah, it doesn't even take a deflection. I just don't think Emi Martinez sees it.
Okay, watch this incident coming up and tell me what you think. You'll see it. You'll know when you see it. And tell me what you think.
Good play for Arsenal. Another goal from pretty much like off a set piece, second ball. Happy for them. Gerrard's side have a lot of work to do this second half. If they go into the break with just 1-0, they'll be lucky. Ooh, Villa came right back at Arsenal there. Creating a chance down the inside right channel. Here's Mings with the ball. Oh, he stretched there, Tyrone Mings. He's stretched there, and now there's a lot of pushing and shoving. Arsenal players were surrounding Tyrone Mings and the referee, and Lacazette went for a fucking launch across the pitch. Got shoved by someone.
Oof.
I want to look at this challenge. Mings is getting a yellow.
He got the ball, and I don't think it's a yellow, to be honest.
You don't think it's a yellow? I have to look at the replay.
You got the ball. Look, I'm a bit old school in that respect. Like I can hear certain Arsenal fans going,
"Bro, wait, shut the fuck up! I'm gonna get you for this." Because I can even show the stream the fucking WhatsApp messages on a very similar tackle that Virgil van Dijk made against Napoli on Dries Mertens, and you were like, red. It was the same fucking tackle, the same tackle.
Me?
Yes, I have the WhatsApp chat. You're like, you're so biased. Oh, it's a yellow.
Okay, so like, in my defense, right?
Gets the ball.
In my defense, like I don't remember saying that, but like if I did and it was Liverpool involved, it was most likely.
Yeah. See?
Okay, so like I don't know what you're talking about. Like
I just needed you to admit that. That's it.
That's fine. Like that's fine. But like you know, right. Like shut the fuck up, you dirty fucking bastard. Like fuck off. Like.
I'm looking at the replay here, and he's got the ball.
He got the ball. I
actually don't think he's trying to play that dangerously.
No, his foot was low. His foot was low.
Foot was low, right? Studs were up only because his foot is against the ground, so it's going to come up with the momentum.
Yeah.
I think that's not
very, very harsh. So, by the way, let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this incident that you were talking about. Which game was this?
Napoli, Champions League. It was 18-19 season. in the group stages, I believe. And Dries Mertens was about to be through on goal, and Van Dijk makes a last-ditch challenge, wins the ball, but goes through Mertens in his follow-up. Again, the momentum of the challenge means that his leg goes up.
All right, I'm just going to rewind this because if I commented on it, it would have probably not been in real time because I wouldn't wake up very late at night to watch Liverpool. I'm being 100% honest, right?
And I don't think you guys were in the Champions League that season.
So I'm just gonna have a look at this challenge. Oh shit, dude, that's a fucking red. Fuck you, red. That's a red. That's one of the dirtiest. Oh shit, that's really horrible. I'm just gonna say that tackle. He won the ball.
I can't even. I have to shut off my camera while this fucking garbage is being spoken.
Honestly, how is he still playing football? Like, he should have been banned for life.
This is your tactic, bro. This is your tactic to wind me up. To fucking wind me up. Every week you do this.
I don't know what you're watching, right? Like, I don't know what you're even saying, but like I looked at that instantly and I just thought red card. I mean, he should have gotten a 2-year ban, in my opinion. I mean, like,
well, you probably saw the color of his shirt and you're like, oh yeah, red
card. I don't know, man. Look, I just looked at that tackle once and I just don't know how he didn't get a ban for 2 years. I think he should be stripped of his Champions League. I think he should be stripped of his Premier League.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to be. You're very low, by the way. Sorry, I think that might be my fault.
But seriously, Omar. Okay. Can we have a serious conversation about VAR the last couple of weeks? Because we are talking about decisions, we are talking about fouls, and obviously like reds and yellows. And there's been a couple of incidents in the last few weeks. In Liverpool games and Arsenal games, in various games where VAR has just made a shocking fucking decision, or not made a decision at all.
And inconsistencies as well.
Exactly. I could easily point to the Luis Diaz red, which was clearly a fucking red against Brighton. There's been various incidents where dangerous play, reckless play is going unpunished. Now, if VAR isn't there to stamp that out, maybe not even provide consistency or fairness. But if you're not there to stamp out fucking dangerous play, then what the fuck are you really providing as value in that? So, like, I want to get your opinion on what could be done to improve VAR going forward next season, in your opinion? What are like 3 or 5 things that you would do while we watch Aston Villa try to claw their way back into this game?
Number one, what I would really, really like is more transparency in the decision making when it happens.
Okay, so how do we do that though? Do we give them microphones?
Yes,
Everyone can hear it.
Everyone can hear it. I think that this sort of, I can't remember which sport that happens in. I think that happens in rugby. Yeah. So like, I think refs are being protected way too much in that respect. And you need to get rid of their protection. Like, number one, you need to get rid of Dermot Gallagher on any fucking platform. Because he just comes and practically agrees with the ref's decision all the time. Yeah. I think the law, like, one of the most difficult things is that sometimes they make decisions and apply the letter of the law, and sometimes they're like, when there's too much leeway, they start screwing things up. Now, there's something called precedent, right? Like, when you look at particular challenges, you might have to look at even the flow of a game, even, right? But like, how do you define it, right? I know you've asked me for 3 to 5 things, right? But like, I think it becomes a bit more complicated in that respect. When it's a derby, I think you let things go a little bit more. Would you like to see just consistency across the board? even in derby games, or would you just like derby games are an exception? What would you say in this respect? Give me that criteria, and then I'll give you my 5.
So to me, it's about developing a consistent style of refereeing across the league. So I don't know if you remember, but like in the 90s, right? In the 90s and early 2000s, like when we started watching football, basically. There was, you knew in England, you could get away with winning the ball first and going through the man. Like if you got the ball first, you could get away with murder. So there was a standard that players and fans were expecting in every game. It's just that there were more tackles flying around. It was more physical in a derby game. So I'd like to steer it away from, should it be different for a derby game and should we let more shit go? I would leave that up to the players to decide how intense a game should be. The referee has to, in my opinion, all referees have to develop a style and a consistency of, this is how we ref games in this country. Certain things, handballs in the box, whether it's close to your body, above your head, make the rule so that if it's above your waist and it's a handball, it's a penalty, no doubt.
Okay. I mean,
draw a clear line.
So you want complete consistency, which look, I'm completely fine with. So number one, put transparency in the decision-making process. Like, you need to hear what they're saying. And following that should come first, which is just like, make the rules and stick with it. If you want to have a tougher, more physical approach to games, go for it. I think referees, especially in the early weeks of each season, you should start looking at how referees make decisions, and you should start reviewing those decisions. You need to start going like, is this acceptable? Is it not? And if you think it's a mistake, publicly come out and say that we feel that this is not the standard that we want to have going forward. This is how we should do things. Rectify it along the way. Take the hits, right? Take the hits early on, but make sure that it's quite consistent, and then create a very consistent standard of refereeing.
And make that review process as transparent as possible so that everyone knows what the fuck is going on and what the standard will be for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And
post-match interviews.
Post-match interviews would definitely be number 3 for me. And be honest about it. Like, if you screw up, I think that there should be repercussions. Like, and I don't think you should lose your job or something like that. I think, you should be penalized in some respect. Like, maybe don't handle like some big games if it's a big game, or maybe I don't think it should be the end of your career, but I think mistakes will happen if you keep referees on board. But I think make them a bit fallible for it. Like, make them make there be consequences, because you are affecting the team at the end of the day. I mean, I know that they don't want to do that. They've adopted a very hardline approach because of the abuse that referees receive. I think that if you make this a bit more transparent, maybe I'm being naive when I say this, most people will be understanding. You will always get assholes, but I think most people will go, okay, fair enough. I mean, let's be honest. Let's look at this. For years and years, we used to have goes at referees for offsides. Let's be honest, in the last few years, they've been brilliant when it comes to offside. Yeah. They've been really, really good. And they received a lot of criticism for it. And I think VR in many ways have made them better. So keep that transparency open. Like, I think this is a lot of frustration for a lot of teams. There's no consistency. I can't remember which incident it was, but I think it had to do with Everton. Recently, there was a decision that went against them, and in another game, that same type of decision went for another team. So I think you kind of need to be a bit more consistent. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, man. My whole thing has always been like, draw very clear lines. Draw very clear lines and don't leave much up for interpretation. This whole thing about clear and obvious, it should always be clear and obvious. Because if the rules leave a lot of gray area, that means that it's open to interpretation for each referee, for each situation, depending on what the score is, depending on if he's a fucking United fan or a Liverpool fan or a fucking Arsenal fan. Like, if the rules are loose and not tight and not well defined, this is what happens. Like, it's fucking Wall Street. Like, you know, like the loopholes are almost there so that bad decisions can be made and there's excuses for them. Like, because the rules are not tight, bad decisions are allowed. We leave the space for bad decisions and we excuse them. So that's my kind of philosophy on it. Like, if you say, for example, that, you know, anytime in the box, if you pull someone's shirt, it's a foul, and that's a pen, no one's going to pull any shirts in the box anymore. Just draw the rule. Like, I'm not saying that's the rule that you should draw, obviously.
I mean, look, again,
saying, like,
into that
be clear.
I mean, how much of shirt pulling do you want to do? Do you want it to be light or do you want it to be Harry Maguire? Like, that's the thing. Like
Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Like, to be honest, I look at Harry Maguire and the way that he pulls shirts in the box. I'm like, damn.
You'd think he didn't have any clothes.
Huh?
You'd think he didn't have any clothes.
Yeah.
We're nearing halftime here, and Arsenal have created some pretty decent opportunities to go 2-0 up, even 3-0 up by halftime, to be honest.
Oh!
What we're seeing here is Villa kind of struggling to get a hold of the ball and create. Most of their opportunities have come, you know, from the counterattack or from Arsenal mistakes, but
well, look, like, it's they've done well to keep it at 1-0, so
100%,
there's still a chance for them. 3 minutes of added time.
Villa will feel like they have a chance even if it's 2-0.
If they keep it, like, I remember against Liverpool, they just waited it out last 15-20 minutes and then they just started going for it, and they created quite a few chances as well. So if they can keep it 1-0, they have a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I'm hoping that they do come back. I have a vested interest in this game. Yeah, let's see. So as it stands, Arsenal are on what is there, 51 points? Let's have a look at that bloody table.
So are you afraid that you're not going to finish top 4 this season?
Oh,
is that a foul by Cash?
Absolutely.
I mean, I know it's a foul, but fuck, bro. It's just he's won the ball. His foot's on the ball, and then.
Oh, I don't know. It looked like a Van Dijk tackle to me against Napoli, so I think you should. Oh, I can't wait to cut that up. That's so funny.
I think that's what CVG is saying to the fourth official. He's like, his foot's on the ball, and if the ball's going a certain way and it hits, like, what do you want him to do? Like, is he not supposed to try to win the ball there? Yeah.
So, good half.
It has been a good half of football. There's been plenty of chances. One good goal from Arsenal and Bukayo Saka. A booking for Tyrone Mings.
Everyone loves Saka. You're like, oh, what's not to love about Saka?
Everything, dude. He's amazing. Great young player. And dude, like, he's kind of the talisman of this Arsenal side. So, like, he's very young and he's shouldering, like, quite a bit of responsibility already for, like, a pretty young man. Like, it's he's got a lot
in the future for sure. He's definitely. I hope he goes all the way.
Yeah.
At a different club.
Are you now afraid that
I'm hoping in like 3-4 years, like he finally gets an offer from somewhere else, and then suddenly Bayo Kosaka goes from being the most loved Arsenal player to screw this guy. We gave him everything. What were you gonna do? Ah! It's like
out of all the former players that have become managers in the Premier League, can we agree that Stevie G's had the most success so far?
At Rangers, yes.
And at Villa, dude.
He's done well for Villa, but like we need to see how his season pans out. Like I think out of everyone, he has the most potential. But I mean, it's not every day that you reach a Europa League final with Manchester United. So I still think OGS has something on him. And I mean, come on, you saw how bad that United side were. So I don't know. I just think you're being very biased here. Can't put my finger on it, but I think you're being your Liverpool colors are showing. It's
I have to admit, reaching that final and crashing out of it the way you guys did was pretty glorious.
What do you expect from OGS? Miracles?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I do.
Just to reach that final was a miracle for him. He just couldn't get past the semis initially. He got to the final.
Are you now okay? Are you now like seriously though? Are you now that you're out of the Champions League? Are you now looking at top 4 and thinking that's possible, or are you pretty negative about that? Because if you look at the form, it's
abysmal. Let's see.
It's pretty bad, right?
So we've got 2 horrific games coming up with Liverpool and Chelsea. So those are going to be horrible games. Chelsea, I don't know. Let's see how they do. But Liverpool is definitely going to be horrible. Arsenal, I think they have a tougher run in. Let's see. Chelsea. No, that's it. Chelsea and United. So I think United had a tougher run in. I think that they probably. I think that they're not going to get top 4 if I'm being honest.
By the way,
I think they deserve top 4.
That Arsenal's game against Chelsea and then against United are 72 hours apart. So you have to factor that in.
Yeah, but I won't. So, sorry. The world's smallest violin player here.
Dude, they have a tougher run in. If you look at the schedule and you look at like rest time and stuff like
we're
that.
Shitter.
Yeah, but you shouldn't be. You have a deeper squad. Like you have more going for you on paper.
We have Harry Maguire,
who on paper is the most expensive defender in the world, which should mean he's pretty good. So you have no sympathy coming from anyone.
I don't need your sympathy. I don't need any of your sympathy, okay? If you ask for my opinion, you asked me to factor something in. I said no. Fucking deal with it, okay?
So look, in the table right now, Arsenal have played 28 games. Chelsea have played 28 games. And United have played 29 games. So what you're looking at is Chelsea at 3rd place with 59 points. You've got Arsenal in 4th place with 54, and you've got United a game ahead, but with 50 points. So you'd have to say if Arsenal win their games in hand, which is just another game, that's 57 points. They're 7 points ahead of you.
Yep, which is why I think they're going to win it.
So you don't think United are in the Champions League next season?
No, I don't. And I actually don't think they deserve to be in the Champions League next season. I'm being honest.
That I agree with.
I don't think they're good. If you look at it, like in terms of how Arsenal have played this season, consistency, the improvement, I think they deserve to be in the Champions League. If I look at United and we've got someone like Ranier coming out and saying, this is really weird. Like he said this before the Atletico game. He said one 1 minute, I think this is the worst team I have ever coached, and the next you guys are talking about us winning the Champions League. So and he actually said that. I'm surprised it didn't get caught on. I'm surprised that hadn't caught on a lot more. I read that, and I was just like, did he actually just come out and say that? Like, the worst team I have ever coached. Like, that's just baffling.
So can we go through the list of Rangnick's previous jobs, the other teams he's coached?
Yeah, of course. I would love to.
That's a pretty deep cut to make as a professional.
So, okay. So, by the way, can I just say, VfB Stuttgart, so I think they weren't even in the Bundesliga by then. No. He was. He might have been. Okay, then Hanover 96. Schalke. Hoffenheim. Schalke again. Leipzig. Manchester United. There are teams in there that weren't even in the Bundesliga. And he has just come out and said, I think that this might have been the worst team I have ever coached. That is... Can we go... Like, I just... like, when you listen to that and you just think... what else can you say, right? Like, you've got players like Paul Pogba who just can't even perform consistently. Bruno Fernandes, who's I said this last year about Bruno Fernandes, and people were like, "Oh no, he's producing, he's getting the goals and assists." I'm like, when those dry up, you will see that he is not playing well.
Yeah.
I remember this game against Wolves. Marcus Rashford scored a 92nd minute winner. We had played awful all game, and Bruno Fernandes in particular was really bad. In the 90th minute, he did what he does, which is he looked up, he saw Rashford running, he's like, I'm just going to hoof it. And he did. And the ball wasn't great. The ball was, like, Rashford was forced wide, and he scored off a deflection. And what that happens, that counts as a Bruno Fernandes assist. And I was just like, every time this happens, and like a lot of people were saying, oh no, he's played well, he gets the numbers, he does well. I'm like, he's not playing well. Like he would have one good game every 2-3 months. Like, I remember a game he played against Everton, and he had a blinder in the first half. He was amazing.
Yeah.
And then Paul Pogba gets injured, and then we just forget how to play football, and the score becomes 3-3. And then he scores goals, he would make assists, but the all-around performance, you knew that wasn't sustainable. Then you've got Marcus Rashford, who I do feel bad for, everything that he's gone through, especially since the summer, the injury. Consistently played on the right wing, even though he's a left winger. I do not understand that.
So this is a good bridge that you've touched on here. There are now rumors that Marcus Rashford might be leaving Manchester United in the summer. And rumor has it that one of the possible destinations could be Arsenal. I think personally that is a brilliant fucking move for Marcus Rashford. And I think it's a brilliant signing for Arsenal. If they can get him for 30 odd, that's a good young player. And you just tell Marcus, we're going to give you the time to become our number 9. Like,
but he's not a number 9 though.
But let him. Like, he started off his career as a striker, not a winger. Why
Yeah,
does
he
everyone
started off as a striker, not a winger, but he mostly played like he would always say, my favorite position is as a winger on the left.
Well, maybe he can play as like a wide forward that comes in, right?
That's essentially what he does.
Yeah,
that's essentially what he needs to do. And I think like this is a mistake that they're doing with him now. Like
there's a Thierry Henry position, right?
That is exactly what you should be playing him as.
Yeah. And
right?
that's still a striker, but that's a striker who starts wide, right?
Yeah.
You can build a tactic around that.
Look, I think Marcus Rashford has it in him to become a wonderful number 9. I think that's something that he has to Wayne Rooney and learn it. But I think for now, at 24, 25 years of age, he's still good enough to be a wide forward or a left winger. I just think you need to play him on the left. I don't think you should play him on the right because even last year he was also getting goals and assists. In fact, he was getting higher numbers on the right than he was on the left. But if you actually look at his performances, he didn't catch the eye test. Like he didn't pass the eye test, sorry. So I personally think stick him on the left. I think the whole team has been mismanaged to the point that I don't know why Rashford is playing on the right. I don't know why Maguire is still playing. So this all of this, by the way, I'm still factoring all of this into why I think Arsenal are going to finish 4th.
Yeah.
I think that the whole team is just being managed better. Where I think
Live streaming is on.
Fix that up. So yeah, I do think Arsenal are going to get 4th. I think they're a much better managed club.
I just think everyone at Arsenal knows what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that simple. Like
they have a position, they know what they're doing, and they do it well.
And like sorry to reduce it to just that, but like it
is just that. Like look, they have really good players.
Yeah.
I think they've got exciting young players. You're utilizing their players well. Like they made some smart signings as well. Players are starting to come good, like Partey. Saka has just been consistently good. Odegaard's been playing quite well. Ben White had a really rocky start to the season. I think they got thrashed 5-0 by City.
Yeah.
But he's grown since that. Gabriel has just quietly gone about his business. They've got a brilliant keeper. They've a solid team. Really solid team. And consistent. I don't think that it'd be very hard for Arsenal to slip up. I think Spurs have now completely spurred themselves.
Yeah.
I think Conte is not going to work that miracle. I think he's already looking at a way out, by the way. Just the way that he's talking, he's already looking at the way out. I don't see that happening. Harry Kane had one good game where he scored a few goals, and people are now saying he's the best striker in the world again. Just one good game in 10, 15 games, right? Do you remember that?
That's a Harry Kane effect, bro.
Yeah.
That's English media and Harry Kane. It's a love story that never ends. I'm just looking up some really cool stats. So congratulations to Arsenal. They become the 3rd team in Premier League history to hit 2,000 goals after Manchester United and Liverpool.
Wow.
So that's fantastic for Arsenal as a club, in totality. But looking at that,
I'm going to be honest, they should have been 2nd.
They should have, but for the last 5 years have been scoring an average.
Crazy amount. No, and I mean fair play. That shows how good of a side Liverpool are. But from where Arsenal were, that big drop for the longest time.
And if you think about the fact that you guys were trading titles in the 90s, right? When the Premier League first started.
Early 2000s, we were. Yeah. Mostly in the early 2000s. We were trading.
Exactly. So you would expect them to have hit that number earlier, but I guess that goes to show that they've struggled in the last few years.
14 years.
But great stats from Squawka here. Expected goals in the first half. Arsenal 0.92, and they've scored the one pretty much on bar. Villa 0.00. 0 shots on target, 0 shots taken, 0 chances created.
Wow.
So possession, like they got 3 corners to Arsenal's 2. Passing accuracy has not been bad, 87% to Arsenal's 90. Possession, you'd expect Arsenal to have more. 57 to 43 is, I guess, a bit more than Gerrard would have liked. But I think the big difference is touches in opposition box. Villa have 2, and Arsenal have 15. So I'm pretty sure someone's gonna get a boot in the fucking ass from Stevie G at halftime. It's just not acceptable.
Yeah, he's not gonna like that because he's a player who, I mean, as a player, he really believes in giving it his all. So
getting a foot into the game and roughing people up if that's what you need to do. Just give me a minute here. Yeah, get some lighting.
All right, for me, Arsenal about to kick off. So Arsenal with a pretty good performance in the first half. I thought Villa had a few chances, but no, weren't as good as I thought they were. And immediately going on to defending.
Villa, give the villains a chance, bro.
I do. I thought in the first 20 minutes they were making some chances, but when you get right down to it, I think you said 0 shots on target. I think that's quite telling.
Yeah.
So all in all, good pressing by Arsenal, gone through. Saka, Lacazette with a shot, good block. Oof, furious start from Arsenal.
So I have a friend.
What?
Rare.
Whoa. That's not true.
Yeah, I have a rare friend. This is even more impossible. Listen to this. He's a Villa fan, like a lifelong Villa fan.
Okay.
And he's obviously delighted with like Stevie G coming in and stuff. But one of the things that he was saying to me, he's like, after that initial like bounce, we've gotten good results. But he's like, I feel like we're just, after we got into the top half of the table and like it's all good now.
Yeah.
We're kind of in like a limbo where like sometimes we're switched on, sometimes we're not. And, it like just like right there, over there, what's happened is Villa have switched off, right?
Yep.
Like they've given the ball away. And he's like, that's really frustrating because when they needed to win, like when they really needed points, you could see the players were just improving every week and really giving it their all. And now they seem to switch off at times, like from game to game, from half to half. And like, this is symptomatic. This game is symptomatic of basically what have happened since Villa got into the 9th position in the table. They've just languished. They don't seem to have motivation.
That's poor. Sorry. Everything you just said came through.
Yeah.
Like in terms of concentration, in terms of
Odegaard on the ball, rips it out to Saka, back down to Odegaard here. Twists and turns, Martin Odegaard does really well. And a corner.
Watch that corner.
By the way, another cool stat. I love a cool stat before this corner is taken. Arsenal have not conceded a goal from a corner this season.
Oh, wow. And United scored their first corner 2 weeks ago. What parallels? But not conceded a goal. Oh, maybe we should steal their set piece coach and be shit. That's what we did with Chelsea. We stole their set piece coach and we thought we were going to be good, but no.
Corner comes in and is drifted out to Emil Smith-Rowe at the edge of the box, who takes a shot.
Completely unmarked.
By Emil Martinez.
Very, very poor defending there.
So the ball's chipped out at good pace, right? And it's hard for anyone to get out. They do make an effort to get out.
The fact that he was unmarked.
Yeah, I agree.
That is just really poor.
Yeah. Someone should have been looking that direction the whole time anyway.
Exactly. Like, I mean, to be fair, you might say it's a well-worked corner because, I mean, Saka makes a fake. I think, was it Saka who made the fake?
Odegaard made the run.
Yeah. And then the ball came out to him. So
Martin Odegaard, by the way, what a player.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm glad he kind of moved to Arsenal because I don't think it was really working out for him at Madrid.
Yeah.
And he looks like a lovely little player. Like, it's just a shame he never really kicked off.
Yeah.
He should have. Let's hope that he gets his career like people said he was a wonder kid. So I hope he reaches that potential.
I used to watch a lot of Odegaard videos on YouTube, bro. When he was first in Norway, and he was linked with Madrid, he was linked with United, he was linked with us, he was linked with like every big club.
Chance.
And man, like, he is a player. Like that sort of like positional awareness of like what's around you at all times and how much space and time you have. He has this natural ability to know what's around him. Like, it's like he has eyes on the back of his head. Like, he can see 360. He can see the pitch like a FIFA player as opposed to like a football player.
It's like the windshield wipers. He always knows where everybody is around him. Like,
100%.
Both Scholes and Jared did that very well. Like, they knew exactly where everybody was on the pitch.
Yeah. 1 second.
Yep. So Arsenal have had a few chances. Odegaard with a big chance there as well. Not a big chance, but I mean it was a block. But I mean it was they cut through them. He looks to be really finding his form at Arsenal, and I hope he continues to do so. And he's not afraid to get his hands dirty as well. Quite physical there. I do want Arsenal to, preferably I'd like them to lose this game. And that's probably not going to happen. All right, so continue playing the ball out to the left. Ashley Young crossing in. That should be, good defending. Really, really good defending by Gabriel. Yeah, so that was good play. Continue linking on the left-hand side with Ashley Young. Good ball out. Ashley Young does well to cut inside and get the ball across. Dangerous ball in to Watkins, I believe it was. And then Gabriel heads that clear. Villa with a chance, and I hope they find some consistency in the next 40 minutes. All right. Oh, great play by Saka. Seriously, he wins the ball back in the Villa half. Good pressing. He's running. He took too much time there. Buendia doing his bit defending. Really, really, he did well there, running all the way back, tracking all the way back. I don't know. I don't think he was. I think that's just good hustle by Saka. Yeah, Saka should have done a lot better there. He took way too much time with it, driving into the box, gave Villa the time to come back and defend. He did well to win the ball there. All right. Watkins versus White. Watkins does well to keep the ball. Ashley Young with another cross. Went to Buendia. Good defending by Arsenal again. That's Odegaard who kind of goes No, Smith Rowe, rather, who goes down very easily. Let's have a look at that again. Gabriel's been defended quite well this game. How's Danny Ings done this season? I do not seem knowledgeable about football this season because I live in Singapore. So that's just how it is. I have to be very selective about my games.
Yeah. And your selection's been United games for the most part.
Yeah, I'm a masochist. What can I say? How is Danny Ings doing this season?
Patchy.
8. Okay, let's have a look this season.
Very patchy.
22 appearances, 4 as a sub, 5 goals. That is, wow. You know, like do you remember a few years ago when he was playing for Villa and he's got for 2 seasons in a row he scored 22 goals?
Yeah,
that was insane. Like, you know, well,
he is one of those players where if he's fit, he gets a good run of like 5 or 6 games, he's gonna get you 2 or 3 goals. Like he is a great player inside the box. He works very hard for the team. He presses from the front. His link up play is pretty decent. He's just one of those. Ings is, I think, 27 now.
He's young.
He's not the oldest.
29. He's 29, so he's reaching his peak.
No, I was fucking wrong there.
No, it's like a couple of years. I mean, to be fair, makes a big difference in football.
Yeah, I think for this game here at Villa, it's just too many unforced errors.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just too many mistakes.
They've had. I wouldn't say chances, but you know, they've made opportunities where Arsenal have defended really well.
Yeah.
So, and you've got to give credit to Arsenal there for defending as well as they have done. But I think Villa need to be a bit quicker and just start running at Arsenal.
I say just run at Arsenal's midfield if you can.
Oh, Ashley Young with some skill there. Oh, with some nice little skill there. Ooh. 35, 36 years old, and he's hold on, let's see how old this motherfucker is. 36 years old, and he turned Cedric inside out. At some point, you've got to look at that. You gotta go. That's kind of embarrassing, you know. Like,
do you have a favorite Villa player from back in the day?
From back in the day, what was his name? I'm gonna mispronounce his name now. Al-Baknahor? How do you pronounce it?
What?
Hold on. Gabby Al-Baknahor. That's it. I forgot how to pronounce his name.
Gabby Al-Baknahor.
No. I remember he used to like him quite a lot.
For me, I'd say it was probably Gabby Al-Baknahor. You'd have to say was like right up there, bro.
I'm not going to say he's up there. Okay, wait, hold on.
For that.
Yeah.
In the Premier League era.
If you really want me to go for no. Who's okay? Let's have a look. You're taking me back.
Yeah, I need you to go back.
Yeah. Hold on. Ooh, Dwight York. Ooh. All right. Dwight York. Don't know Steve Sunderland. Gareth Southgate, not picking him. Gareth Barry. Paul McGrath.
I mean,
I think there's a clear winner here, to be honest. I'm personally going to go for Ashley Young. I think he's
not Stuart Downing.
He's the one person that Conte called up and said, "I need you in my intra-side so we can win this championship." I mean, Garv even did a rendition of what happened.
I mean, look, Gareth Southgate was a Villa player.
Yeah, and he was a really good Villa player. He was a quality.
Paul Merson played for Villa. Stan Collymore played for Villa. Gareth Barry played for Villa. I think Darius. I mean, Emil Heskey played for Villa, but probably the most decorated Villa player of all time in terms of trophies.
Emil Heskey. Huh?
You want to take a guess?
No, I thought you were going to say Emil Heskey for a second there. Like, really?
Who? Come on. Do you have?
No, I don't. I'm old now. I can't remember shit.
I'm gonna have to go with James Milner.
Decorated for Villa at the time, or decorated?
No, throughout his career.
When did he play at Villa?
Dude, Milner played for Villa early on in his career, very early on.
Big chance! Oh,
yeah. So he debuted for Leeds because he came through the academy.
James Milner, who's played for every rival of Manchester United.
And he went on loan in his second season, I think, to Swindon Town. Then he was sold to Newcastle. Then he played for Villa on loan for one season, and then he went to Villa and played there for 2 seasons as a winger. And then he got his big move to Manchester City.
All right, so what do you think Grealish
hasn't won anything.
No, he hasn't. But you're talking about the most talented player? Are you talking about someone who's won something with them? Like,
bro, can you argue that James Milner? Oh, Villa almost scored there. Stuart McGinn comes so close with his curled effort towards the far post. John McGinn. Really got to finish that, but I think the keeper had that. Keeper.
I mean, I could argue for Dwight York, to be honest.
Yeah, Dwight York's a fantastic player.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really hard. But if you're talking about someone who's been consistently good for them for a long, long time, do you not pick Southgate? I mean, I know you really dislike him, but as a player, he did really well for them.
He did. Saka's got the ball here.
I mean, look, it's hard. For me, it's hard to say. I don't know enough about. I don't care enough about Villa, to be honest. I just used to. I miss the days we used to spank them 4-0 all the time consistently.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It shows my age now.
Surprised you remember that.
I can't remember shit.
So this is like what we're seeing from Villa right now is kind of an oddity as well since Stevie G has gone to the club. This whole thing about like, oh, they've not created any chances. There's only 2 sides that have stopped Villa having a shot in the first half of a Premier League game. And I'm talking about in the last like 7 years or like 5 years. And that's Tottenham and Arsenal. Tottenham last season and Arsenal this season. But yeah, that doesn't make it any less embarrassing.
What is that, huh? Tottenham last season, Arsenal this season. Can it get more embarrassing for
exactly?
That's actually kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Saka with a chance. I don't know. I think Villa should have had a shot on target by now. I still don't think they have had one.
They've looked better.
They've looked better, but they need to get a shot on target.
Yeah, I think it's coming. That was just miscommunication. Neither player goes for the ball. and Villa give it up easily.
Oof. Oh, what are you doing?
Here's Smith Rowe on the ball on the left wing. Cuts it inside to Xhaka. And Arsenal recycle possession in front of Villa. Odegaard on the right wing now. Lots of nice passing by Arsenal to retain possession. And Arsenal do tend to be able to use pace and power to create a shot, just like Saka did right there. He's created a shot, and I think it's a goal kick. But once again, there's space there to exploit, and Arsenal have the players to exploit it, and they ended up doing it quite quickly. It takes Arsenal about 30 to 40 seconds to create a chance once they have possession. So I think Gerrard's got to look at that midfield and like think about how Arsenal are getting through and cutting through so easily, because it clearly means there's not enough pressure on the ball, or someone's not doing their job.
Yeah. Doing it well.
Yeah.
Me though, I've got Villa with a free kick, but I think it might be around 35 yards up, which is pretty far up.
I do love a Stevie G press conference or an interview after the game, regardless of win or lose, because it is pretty honest.
So, really poor free kick by Douglas Luiz.
How much you'd wish for Jack Grealish to take that. Or Coutinho.
We're due for a continuous screamer in this game. If he's still capable of those.
Yeah.
66 minutes.
Yeah, I think for me, what you've basically got here is a situation where Villa just don't have the energy to take anything out of this game beyond what they're doing right now. Like, this is Coutinho range.
Yeah. I think Arsenal. I have to give credit to Arsenal here. They've just played very well.
They have. They've completely nullified anything Villa have tried to offer going forward.
No.
They've completely nullified it. Really smothered them out of possession, gotten men behind the ball, defended as a team. They've been really good. I think one of the things that could be a game changer here for Villa is if they try to run at that Arsenal midfield, because just like Villa's midfield, there's two bookings in there already. The difference is one of those bookings is for Granit Xhaka, who, if anyone's watched football in the last 5 years, pretty likely to get another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him, I'd say, touch him up.
Chance! Oh, big chance for Aston Villa. Post saves them. Oh, that's a really good chance.
Let's see what happens here.
Is that Douglas Luiz?
Just before the chance, Villa are lining up some substitutes to come off the bench.
Yeah.
So are Arsenal. I think Pepe is going to be coming on for Arsenal here.
Hold on.
But it's a throw-in that Arsenal give away pretty cheaply. It goes all the way back to Emi Martinez. Martinez kicks it. Just takes a long ball, and it's missed entirely by Gabriel. Watkins runs onto it, plays the ball in, gets it back outside. It's pretty simple here for Villa. Really simple pattern of play for Watkins to get that shot away.
Saka has been subbed off.
And Nicola Pepe comes on.
70. How much did they spend on him again?
Who?
On Pepe.
75 or 70 million pounds.
72 million.
65%. Yeah.
That is 72, I think. Wow. And he's still not come good.
Yeah. He started, apparently his form's been a lot better lately.
I say that he's going to score a hat-trick against United. Oh, good defending. Come on, Villa.
Good ovation for Saka as he goes off, by the way. Deserve it. Leon Bailey comes on for Villa. Buendia goes off. And Ramsey also is going to watch the rest of this game on the bench. Quite sad for him, actually, as Traore comes on to take his place. There was an interview that Stevie G did with Rio Ferdinand for BT before this game, and the player that he said impressed him or sort of surprised him when he came in was Jacob Ramsey. So Logan probably spoke a little bit too soon, but Villa have the ball here and are trying to do something with it. Cross comes into the box, goes back out, and recycling possession here, Villa. Looking a bit more dangerous. They've got 20 minutes to do something about this game and try to get something out of it. They're at home. Villa fans are no slouches. So they'll be up for this. It's just whether the players can muster up the energy to actually trouble Arsenal and create some really clear-cut opportunities, which they've not managed to do this whole game.
They have 20 minutes to do so. 20 minutes to really start pressing and doing well.
I mean, they're getting closer.
Oh, that is just poor.
Mings,
oh my God, Mings almost.
Is that a free kick? No, I guess not.
Might have come a bit too late for Villa here, but let's see. Arsenal are just going to play on the counter now.
I'd love to bring on Martinelli if I was Arteta. Like, you need to counterattack and you need like someone to stay up there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Unnecessary shoving going on there.
I love that shit.
So do I. Oh, good tackle by Partey. Oh, Odegaard with really good feet there.
No. Gabriel's done really well there defensively. After letting Ollie Watkins through, he's recovered well. I mean, pace is such. I mean, I wouldn't say it's underrated. Sorry?
Smith Rowe, what do you think of him?
Much like Saka. Like, he's alongside Saka for me, like right up there. I think he's supremely talented. I think he's got everything. He's got the work rate. He's got good vision. He's got a good touch, great passer. I think he just needs to score a few more goals. Like, he just needs to work on his finishing a bit. But he's a fantastic player, man. And at the age that he's at, holy shit. Like, just look at how he wins that free kick. You know, that's a tight spot.
Arsenal kept the ball really well, by the way. Just you're about to see it like for the last like few minutes.
Yeah.
Just kept the ball with so much ease.
Yeah. Villa just haven't had the energy in midfield or in the front three. They've not pressed really well. You could argue the best players for Villa have been the back four. Like, really. Even though they're 1-0 down, I don't really blame the back four for that.
Yeah, sorry, that was beautiful football from Arsenal.
Yeah. Well, and look, at the beginning of the season, we were looking at this Arsenal team try to do the same thing, play out the back. Arsenal fans would be nervous. You could see that the players were a bit nervous. They weren't really comfortable with what they were doing. But now, look at them play out the back. They're so comfortable, you know. And this is the difference, man. When players buy in and they actually believe in what's being taught, it's harmony. Like, it's great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
For sure. I you know, they I mean, they trusted the process.
Yeah.
Like, we made so much fun of Arsenal early on in the season. Just trust the process. But you know what? They've trusted the process. It's worked out for them.
Yeah.
I really wish they would have. United players would stop being little bitches and just trusted the process. What Ranić was trying to tell them to do.
Yeah.
Learn how to play football.
I think United's problem is just that the players.
It's purely the players. It's purely the players. I think that when you start creating undroppables in the side of a team that's not playing well and players who are not playing well, they just start thinking of themselves as better than they are. I think it's created a big problem. And I just look at Arsenal and I look at that young squad, and just they went through a lot earlier this season. They really got hammered, and yet they just continued doing what they were doing, quietly went about their business, and now, I mean, look, I really respect what they've done. That's all I can say. Good for you guys. I wish we did the same.
Literally, you can't say shit.
No, you can't. Like, you just have to admire what they've done.
I think, and look, there is still a long way to go for Arsenal, and I think Arsenal fans know that as well. I don't think anyone's going to argue against that. This is where they want to be at this stage of the season. They want to be challenging for top four. They still have to seal that deal. A lot can happen. They have the toughest run in my opinion, because of the fixture congestion. They've handled this fixture extremely well so far, if all stays as is. And I think one of the things that we'll have to see is if Arsenal can add just a player or two. They don't actually need a lot.
No, they don't.
Like, in terms of where they're bad, right? They need a striker and they need another midfielder, like 100%. If they can get two or three like decent players in those positions, and not in each position, but two or three in total, like someone who can play center mid, and then someone who can play as a striker, and then maybe one young player who is either a center midfielder or a center forward. That's a good window, I think. And maybe like another center.
Champions League would help them with that, by the way.
100%.
Like they if they get that CL, like they would start getting money that they haven't seen for a long time.
Yeah.
So, by the way,
they've spent. Arsenal have invested, dude. They've spent. It's not like they're not spending, right?
I think a lot of the big the teams that were involved in the Super League have spent.
Yeah.
Like, with the exception of Liverpool.
Yeah.
But they bought Luis
Diaz.
Yeah. So I mean, finally, like, but Liverpool, like, they just wait. They wait till they buy someone. Yeah, so that's how they operate. But the rest, like United, they spent on Varane, they spent on Sancho, they spent on Ronaldo. So, like everyone has spent, but I think for Arsenal, they not only did they spend on the right players. I'm not saying United spent on the wrong players. I think United spent on the right players. I just think that they just had there's just so much wrong with the other players in that team. Young with a cross. Oh, White with a clearance. I don't know. No. That's not a free kick. Come on, ref.
So these last 10 minutes, right? Like, this is where I want to see. This is where you see Arsenal's improvement. They hang on to a 1-0. Excellent. Like, that's solid, because at the start of the season, they don't hang on to that, like, at all.
Yeah, for sure. Like they would crumble.
And I've mentioned this before at the start of the second half. Let's not count the villains out, because out of all the goals they've scored, most of them come in the second half.
Yeah. Danny Ings is about to. Is Danny Ings going to come on? I think he might.
Wouldn't be a bad person to bring on right now.
No. Come on. So, by the way, they've lost their last couple of visits to Villa Park, at Villa Park. So, this would be a big win for Arsenal.
Yeah. I honestly don't think that's a foul for Coutinho.
Nope.
That's so weak.
Yep. All right. So, Villa.
It's Granit Xhaka. Yeah, Danny Ings is coming on.
Good fighting by Villa. Pressing from the front. Danny Ings is coming on. Come on, mate. Score a goal.
I have a new Villa fan, apparently.
Yeah. For 90 minutes, in the last 19 minutes, I've learned about Villa players. I've learned about their history. I used to know this shit way back when. Come on, Ings. Weren't Villa in the relegation zone at one point?
Yes,
early in the season?
Before Stevie G arrived, yes.
Before Stevie G arrived. So
that's what I said at the start. As soon as they got to like 9th place, and it was so clear that they were going to finish in the top half of the table, they've just languished. Like, they've just not had the momentum or the motivation to drive higher than that.
That's kind of a shame. Good ball, really good ball. Oh, come on, press. Oh, that's kind of just really beautiful. I think was that Odegaard. Oh, that was so calm in his own box.
Yeah.
Wow. This is the thing, right? Exactly what you said. Like, early on in the season, you just see Arsenal capitulate. Now, they're just so calm on the ball.
Yeah. There's a confidence.
Yeah.
Which is brilliant to see in any team, but it's amazing to see in such a young team.
Yeah. By the way, just watch. It might have been Smith Rowe. I can't but just check how Arsenal clear a ball into the box, and how he calmly deals with it.
Yeah. It's a good punch by Leno as well, by the way.
Yeah, that same one.
And that's a great touch by Odegaard.
That's the one.
Great 2 touches just to find some space for Partey to run into. It's so clever.
Yeah.
That's the kind of shit that makes YouTube videos, Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, 100%. Smith Rowe running at. Oh, he fell over. Pep. Come on, 83 minutes.
Like that's so frustrating for Tyrone Mings to give away that free kick.
Yeah, but I mean, he had a choppy moment earlier as well where he headed the ball back and Arsenal almost went through, except for the keeper doing well. Like is he their captain?
Yep.
Yeah.
You just have to feel like Aston Villa have to create a shot on target before this game.
Yeah.
They have to. You cannot leave the pitch without creating one shot on target.
If you watch Manchester United?
Oh, and Ketia falls over the ball. Yeah.
Oh, Boings with a chance. Oh.
Had to happen.
Oh, it wasn't a save, but it was a chance. Like it just looped over.
Arteta is very animated on the touchline for the last few minutes. He knows he has to get this team over the line, and Villa will come.
Yeah, I hope they do.
Coming. Very animated on the
subbed off. He had a really good game, Odegaard.
Yeah, but now it's time to shut up shop.
Yep, 100%.
Here we go. Villa probing away, trying to create something. Yeah, it never really worked out for Danny Ings at Liverpool. Just for some reason. I think it was just injuries.
Didn't he play for them? Way back when, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he left in the 2017 season. Yeah, he had a lot of injuries, man. I think he had like an ACL. If I remember correctly.
Well, he's lucky he had that post 2013.
Yeah.
Like post pre 2013, you had an ACL injury. That was your career done. Practically, like in most cases. Seriously, I remember 2013. Vidic had an ACL injury.
Yeah.
And I just remember the way that he felt, and I was like, "That's it, he's done."
Yeah.
And he came back, and he just was never the same player, and he retired shortly after. Then I remember Berbatov had one. Oof, the way that he felt, and then he came back at 30. Oh, that's a foul. That has to be a foul. Came back at 37 years of age, and yeah, he killed it.
Yeah. It's weird, man. Like sports science now and sports medical surgeries are so advanced now, and the recovery is so amazing. Like,
I would have loved to see Ronaldo Nazario have access to that.
Yeah.
That's to that rather than 30 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you look at Alan Shearer, right?
Yeah, he had some bad injuries as well.
He had an ACL, dude.
Roy Keane also had a knee injury, came back, but it was very rare.
Yeah, and mostly, right, like guys like Alan Shearer were like a rarity where they would come back from an ACL and still be like as effective or be just as good, right? But now, if you look at it, it's more common for players to come back and gain that sort of same mobility and be able to like rehab into around the same level.
Yeah, 100%.
And like Danny Ings is proof. He's been good since he came back. It's just that he didn't really have like a lot of chances at Liverpool.
Yeah.
You know.
By that point, like Liverpool had completely changed as a side, the way that they played.
Yeah, like Lallana wasn't getting a game anymore.
Yeah.
It was a completely different squad.
Yeah. God, I just remember Ronaldo Nazario, and just he had one knee injury, and then he came back, and then 6 minutes into his comeback, his right knee exploded and ended up in his thigh, and you're just like, fuck. And he came back both times. He came back every time. He just, and he was still brilliant. Like, he was still, like, he could just, I remember that game against United at Old Trafford. He had 6 touches, scored a hat-trick.
I think for me, the two players that I would say, like, ball on a string, dribbling, obviously not including Messi. I don't count him as a human, especially like in his prime. But I'd say Ronaldinho.
Oh.
R9.
Yeah.
And those two, and maybe the third, you could say, man, there's a lot of players that have been amazing dribblers. But like, if you're talking about like that, sort of like the ball is almost like an extension of you. Like, you have to say like Zidane was fucking married to the ball. Like, he used to make love to the ball,
He was an artist. He was I mean, for me, and I mean, I say this like genuinely, like, he was the most graceful midfielder I'd ever seen in terms of dribbling ability.
Yeah.
Like, he could, that game against Brazil at 34 years of age, and he really carried France to that final. I really wish he came away with it, And then, like, he had some sort of redemption when he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row with Real Madrid. Like, wow. So, like, yeah, I think that kind of cemented him. But
yeah, I think he was already up there as one of the greatest of all time, like, regardless of the headbutt or whatever. Like, he was just, dude, he's so good. Like, Zidane is so good in our memories that motherfucker could headbutt, get a red card, and lose his team the final, and we're like, dude, Zizou, bro.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I solely blame that on France for winning that. When you're at penalties, it's still 50-50, right? Like,
yeah, bro. Like, for me, it's just like, dude, like, you have to be really good to get away with that kind of shit, right? Like, your talent must speak volume.
Well, his head decided 2 World Cup finals. Let's put it that way.
Let's just put it that way.
Exactly that.
Well spoken. You don't win the first one without him. You don't lose the second one with him.
Yeah, exactly. And then the first one, he won it with 2 headers. So there you go. Like, his head made a big difference.
There you go, bro. Villa have 4 minutes here to turn it around, and
I don't think they will.
It doesn't look very likely. They've been better in the second half, but not enough of an improvement to register any real chances or really trouble Leno and the Arsenal defense. As animated as Arteta is, it's just because his side haven't had as much control as they did in the first half. So, Villa fans are still, well, it seems like there's actually a couple of empty seats, which is really sad to see. Like, do they just believe?
Miss kick. Villa have a chance. They're forward. Again with a chance. Ings with a big chance. He just kind of snatched at it. He had a bit more time. Come on, Villa. He's got 1:20 to go. Press, motherfuckers. Oh, you had the chance. Oh, you had the chance. Oh, that's it. Oh, Stevie G is fucking furious. You can see him swearing on the touchline. Oh. I think he would have been offside. Yeah. He would have been offside.
See, what's happening now, all of this should have started 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think he's probably more pissed off about that than he's pissed off about the missed chance. Like it's just, yeah, I feel for Stevie G here because it's like his side clearly had the potential to play this well a long time ago.
Yeah, I agree. Look, they have 15 seconds to go, for me anyway, and they're just not doing well. There you go. Come on, win that ball. Do not. Yeah, that's it. Foul. All right. Okay. 94th minute free kick for Villa. Throw the keeper up there.
By the way, a bit of lip reading since I've watched so many Stevie G interviews. What he's saying there when he's cussing on the sideline was, "You're supposed to fucking head it across goal, you fucking wanker." Yeah, because why would you go for a goal from there, you fucking cunt? Apparently that was a set play they practiced or whatever, but yeah, it was fucking retarded.
All right, big chance. Throw the keeper up. He's coming up.
Man. Throw Emi Martinez up.
I bet you they fucked this up.
Who fucks this up? Arsenal?
No, Villa.
I mean, probably.
Most likely.
It seems like that kind of day.
Come on, Tyrone Mings. Do something good for a change. I will take back everything I said about you.
Yeah, I wasn't even harsh on Tyrone Mings.
Exactly. You can see the Villa fans really, really, really hoping this one goes in. Come on, with a chance. Oh, what a save! What a save by Leno. Wow.
Arsenal's number 2. Wow,
what a save by Leno.
That is very impressive. That all happened so fucking quickly. And he stayed very alert there.
Did you see it?
Yeah, it's coming through now.
Wow, you need to go back and show that save again. Come on, man.
Granit Xhaka is the most annoying football player in the world alongside Bruno Fernandes. If they had a bastard child, it would literally never stop crying.
Under her?
Bruno's worse. Yeah, that was a great chance.
Great save. Great save. Shit.
Last kick of the game. Arsenal get this.
It really was last kick of the game. Well done, Arsenal.
That's a brilliant result for the Gunners. It's a great result.
Especially with an easy run-in coming in. I think they really needed that.
Man of the
match. I mean, look, I do want to say Odegaard, just because I think that he kept his head really cool for the longest time, but I'll probably be proven wrong. Actually, you know what? I'm going to actually give it to a defender. I'm going to give it to Gabriel.
Okay.
Actually, the reason being is I think he's just defended so consistently well in the big moments. He stamped his authority in that game. I think Ben White was good. He got turned around a couple of times. And I think Gabriel was there to help him out. I think Gabriel was really good this game, actually. But yeah, no, I mean, well done to Arsenal. I think they really had this was a tough game for them. They have an easy running coming up. Good for them. Yeah. What about you? Who's your man of the match?
Saka, I think. I just think the goal, the fact that it's Arsenal's 2000th goal, the difference maker. And every time he got the ball, he was lethal.
I mean, look, I think he messed up a couple of things personally, but yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I just think like going forward, he's so direct and he puts defenders on the back foot. He's just such a fantastic player. He's a great outlet for them. He's actually the best outlet they have on that squad, which is crazy because they also have Martinelli. And I just saw what he did to us, bro. So like Bukayo Saka for me is like levels. Like he's like fun.
No, I think he's what I saw today was a lot of potential. There was end product in that goal, but like I think there were a couple of opportunities there where I think I remember he nicked the ball at the halfway line, could have made it 2-0. I think he just overrun it.
Yeah.
So I think
there's moments of like, you know, his youth, but yeah, I think he was decisive in this game. So
no, for sure. And then if you're talking about in terms of a difference maker, I can see why you gave him man of the match, but which is fair.
And here he is giving a shirt to the Arsenal away fans, a fan who particularly brought a sign that said, "Saka, please, can I have your shirt?" Yes, you can. Yes, you can, pale, white, young, buck-toothed child. This is very buck-toothed child. But yeah, I guess that's it, man. Good result for Arsenal. Villa will be getting a bit of a hairdryer treatment in the dressing room, I imagine. But yeah, lots of work to do for Villa.
Yep. All right. We've been the Substitutes. Thanks for joining along. See you guys next time. Cheers, guys.